Grace here and welcome to this training. I've got some really cool stuff in store for you, so I'm so glad you're here. What I want you to do right now, pen, paper, get it out, close the door, turn off all distractions. That includes your phone and social media. It's going to be okay. I'm going to hold your hand and we're going to walk through this. What I want to do right now is, I guess, set the scene. I need to get your head in the game when it comes to creating an online course. There are some myths, there are some mindset blocks, there's some things that rule people out of this space and I guess limit, particularly as female entrepreneurs, we limit our opportunities. We don't realize that there are diamonds in our own backyard when it comes to turning what's in here into a profitable online course. So first things first, I need you to know that there are people spending money learning your Genius Zone online right now. In fact, the online learning, like particularly kind of the e-learning platform globally, last time I checked was worth $165 billion. Sounds like Austin Powers, billion, 165 billion, right? This is things like business development, things like personal development, things like any of those kinds of niches around wealth, health, relationships, any of those spaces, right? So whether you're a singing coach or you're a social media consultant, or you're really great at gardening or teaching people how to write books or whatever it is that you help people do, you might be a parenting coach or it doesn't matter. People are paying money to learn this online. I hope that you are aware that your Genius Zone needs to be shared. It's time to get it out of our own way, get it out of our own heads, put our big girl undies on and step out in front of these people who genuinely need you, right? They've got a problem because they don't have your Genius Zone. And I hope you want to solve that problem and serve them in that way. And of course, get paid handsomely for it. If we break this down, just to give you a bit of perspective, $3,373 is spent online a second on online courses. So it's time to get your part of this pie, right? This is only growing and growing dramatically, like 15 to 20% growth a year. It's huge, this industry right now online. And I don't care whether you've bought courses online or not, everyone else is doing it. So let's take a part of it. So your Genius Zone can get into this market. It can get into this $165 billion space. And the beautiful thing is you don't have to know heaps of tech. You don't have to have heaps of money in the bank. You can be a no one in your space and still get a part of this. So the whole power of, I guess, this online course space is we're going to take you and your business from working exclusively and forever in a one-on-one environment. We're going to take you to working with what I call a one-to-many business model. The power of this is we do the work once and it's done. So whether you've got one member or customer or student in your portal, in your online course, or you've got 100 or you've got 1,000 or you've got 10,000, the workload in creating the content remains the same, right? And that's my whole mission and focus as a female entrepreneur who wants to retain lifestyle and increase profit. They're both equally important to me. I need to be able to have profit to be able to do what I want to do in the world, to be able to, bless people and the missions and have a lifestyle that I want to lead. But I also need to have that automation in place and have a really scalable model so that I can have the lifestyle and not lose my health, my marriage, my relationships, and everything else that's important to me, right? So we need to get that balance. And one-to-many allows you to do that. One-to-one, you're going to hit a cap, right? If you're doing one-to-one coaching or consulting or you've got a professional services business, you will eventually hit a cap. It's a beautiful way to start, but we always want to have this long-term goal, and that's what the course allows you to do. Of course, once you build this course and you've got that one-to-many element, the world opens up. You have the freedom, and there's three big parts of freedom. You have the freedom in your time, and that's a big one. You don't get any more of that. That is decreasing every moment that you are breathing on this planet. So you cannot get more time. You cannot buy more time. This is your most valuable asset. It also obviously gives you a lot more freedom with money. You've removed the cap on your earnings potential and the power of the business to be able to earn and therefore use that as an impact. And it also, in terms of location, when I started building online courses, I was able to leave the hustle and bustle of Sydney because I love Sydney on a holiday, but it was really stressful for me personally to live in that city. I found it really busy and intense, and I'm more of that kind of country girl. I love the hills lifestyle and I love to slow things down a bit. So only when I'd created my course was I able to pick up from the big smoke, pick my favorite place in the country to live and move there. And that was a really important part of my freedom, right? It allowed me to take that next step from a location point of view. So the power of the course, are we starting to feel the power of this course? Are you starting to imagine what could be possible if you released these areas and had a whole newfound freedom in time, money, and location for you and your family? Now, I want you to take particular note of this one here, the money. What we're building right now here is not a side hustle. It's not an on-the-side project. It's not a hobby. This is an asset, your course. And I need you to start thinking of your course as an asset. What you're doing is building an asset that will end up becoming worth more than a lot of people's homes. This is huge. My first course that I started selling at workshops, well, my very first course made $37 and that was it because I did it completely wrong. So I'm going to save you all of that trial and error. My second course, which is my official first course, I sold it at workshops and I was able to end up generating from that $1 million, so 7 figures in the first 12 months. The second course that I built, I launched it in an online version rather than face-to-face, and I was able to generate the first $1 million in 90 days. Would you like to learn how to do that? This is kind of mind-blowing sort of stuff. I remember hearing the pings every time a sale came through on my phone. I had to end up turning them off because it was pinging too much, right? Course creation has totally transformed my business, which is why I'm so glad you are here. Cool, right? You seeing the power of this? So when it comes to money, you are building an asset. Now, what I want you to do right now is recognize that when you're building a course, there are a number of different types of courses or a number of different ways you can use courses in your business. So if we start, I'll just draw them up here, right? There's 5 different ways you can use these courses. The first way is using it as some sort of tripwire. So it might be $1 through to, the $37 price point. These kinds of things are, I don't like to call them tripwire. I feel that's a very negative term. I like to call them front door offers. So this is where you're creating a super mini course, like something that's maybe got 3 videos, maybe something like this. You can charge $1 to $37 for that easily, right? And that's a great way to build that first customer trust with people and have that initial transaction, which can go on hopefully to be a lifelong loyal customer. So that first one there is the $1 to $37 kind of model. You've then got things like the $37 to around that $297 mark, right? So I call these ones more mini courses, right? These are sort of, let's call these front door. These ones are mini courses. Next level up, these are your main online programs, right? So I'm going to call these online programs. These are when we start talking the $500 price point all the way up to $2,000, okay? So this is where you've got some sort of 6, 8 module online program where people are working through it. And often in those online programs, there might even be group calls, right? So you could have this more as a group coaching program where you might have a call a week for everyone that they can jump onto. Next level up from that, I would say you could also insert these into your one-on-one offer, or you can do high-end masterminds. So, I know that's one word, just pretend it's not. Those high-end offers in that mastermind level, this is where we're talking more the 2K to really anywhere up to 100K for a mastermind. You have to be pretty good at what you do to be able to charge 100, but it's very easy to go $2,000, $5,000, $10,000. I got lots of girlies in my community. I just looked at a Facebook Live of a woman that just signed her first $15,000 client by following this training. So, and 15 grand is like mind blown for most people. So this is where, imagine if you've got your one-on-one coaching program, why not supplement that with your course? See the power of that? Where they've got an online training portal that they can move through in their own time and you supplement that with your beautiful calls. Or when you've got a high-end mastermind and you're catching up face-to-face, let's supplement that with a portal that they can work through that's got all the training. So I use that a lot in any of the one-on-one offers that I do. We use a portal to supplement it all the time, an online course. And then finally, you've got your continuity or your recurring continuity, right? So this is where the money is coming in month after month after month. This is where the glory starts to happen, because instead of having to sell and start from scratch, start from $0 on the first of every month, you've got that continuity. So a certain number of members roll over each month where they're paying a monthly fee. So that's more what I would call a membership program. And so that's another option. And they range anywhere from $17 membership programs up to $297 a month membership programs, that kind of price point. You've got to have a good program for that. But that's where you have that consistency, that more passive, I guess, side of income, because you're not having to work so hard every month for the sale. So they're the 5 different types of courses. I love these 2 middle ones here. I love creating a program and either doing some group calls with it and making it around this $500 to $2,000 price point. I've done lots of $1,000 courses, $1,000 and $2,000 courses like that, like thousands of sales. And then this one here, I love being able to add on a one-on-one call, like maybe every second week or something like that. Over 6 weeks, you add on 3 one-on-one calls, and that's where you get charged a really premium price. It can even be the same portal. You just have different versions of selling it. So can you see here how you're taking the content that we're creating and the portal we're creating and breaking it down into different types of offers at all sorts of different price points? So that no matter where people are in their journey towards you, and no matter what budget they've got, you've got a solution for everyone. So I'm so excited to dive deeper into this with you in the following videos. Well done. I hope you've been finding this super valuable, and we're starting to get your head in the game. Already you're starting to think like a 7-figure entrepreneur. And that's exactly how I need you to. Remember, you're an intelligent woman. Everything is workoutable. Let's keep our big girl undies on, and I'll see you in the next training.